The Akita originated on the Japanese island of Honshu in the rugged, cold, mountainous Akita prefecture, from which he takes his name. The dogs helped hunters seek out and bring down big game such as boar, elk, and the Yetso bear. A pair of Akitas would work as a team, with the male biting the beast and the female biting at it from behind. Their job was to keep the animal at bay until the hunters arrived to dispatch it. The Akitas also guarded family members and property. The Japanese government declared the Akita a natural monument in 1931. Akitas became known in the United States after an inspirational speaker and writer, Alan Keller, visited Japan on a speaking tour in 1937 and was presented with an Akita puppy. That puppy died of distemper, but Keller acquired another one who was her companion for the next decade. Unfortunately, World War II jeopardized the Akita's existence. Many were killed for food or for their fur. Enough survived though, and the breed was revived after the war. It was especially popular with American servicemen, many of whom brought the dogs back after a tour of duty in Japan. Those dogs became the foundation of the breed in the United States. As his name indicates, the Malamute is native to Alaska. Early Eskimos, who called themselves Inuit, meaning the people, were nomads who relied on dogs and sleds to transport themselves and their goods through their snowy, barren land. Besides pulling sleds or carrying burdens themselves, the dogs helped hunters seek out polar bears and other food sources. These dogs, which are the ancestors of Alaskan Malamutes, belong to the Spitz family of dogs, which includes Akitas, Chow Chows, Siberian Husky, and many more breeds. Based on studies of the canine genome, the Alaskan Malamute is one of the most ancient breeds in existence. The relationship between the dogs and the people was a close one, with the dogs being well fed and cared for, and babies suckling on dogs along with puppies, both instances that can be pointed to as a basis for the Malamute's love of people. Malamutes became important in 1896 during the Alaska Gold Rush, when miners paid sky-high prices for sleds and dog teams. A good dog alone could cost up to $500, and a sled and a small team could run as much as $1,500. While the Malamute was popular, this was a dangerous time for the breed because many people crossed the Malamutes with other breeds to either increase their speed or their size. Fortunately, the Spitz genes were dominant and the Malamutes quickly reverted. The Akita is a powerful and independent dog with a bold nature. He's devoted and protective of his family, especially children, but aloof towards strangers and potentially aggressive towards dogs he doesn't know. He can mistake the high-pitched screams and rough play between children as actual fighting and step in to protect them if he's not supervised. Early and frequent socialization are essential to help him develop the confidence and discrimination he needs to recognize what is a threat and what is normal. Unlike many other Spitz breeds, the Akita is not known for barking, which makes him attractive to apartment dwellers, but that does not detract from his abilities as a watchdog. He's highly protective, and when he does bark, you should pay attention. The Akita is not the type of dog to follow his people around, but he likes knowing where they are and spend time with them. Other people, he's just not that into them. This intelligent but independent dog can be a challenge to train. The Akita is not going to do something just because you want him to. You have to earn his respect. He responds well to clicker training and positive reinforcement techniques such as play, praise, and food rewards, but he also likes to do things his own way. To be successful, you must be patient and willing to try many different methods to see which works. Find an experienced trainer who has an extensive bag of tricks. Keep training sessions short and fun so the Akita doesn't get bored. Gradual training works best with this breed. Don't try to cram too many concepts into his head at once. On the plus side, Akitas are a fastidious breed, making them easy to house train. Akitas can get along well with other animals when they're raised by them since puppyhood, but they do best when other dogs in the home are of the opposite sex. They will go after unknown animals who come onto their property, and they won't back down from a fight if another dog initiates a throwdown. Before we continue, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button as it would mean a lot. Thanks. Alaskan Malamutes are friendly and love people. This makes them a wonderful choice for the active family that's got a thief alarm and doesn't need a Malamute for his watchdog abilities. That's because he doesn't have any. He's moderately vocal and will howl along with sirens or talk to you with expressive woo-woos. For a Spitz breed though, he's pretty quiet and doesn't typically become a barker. This dog is smart and curious, and he wants nothing more than to share his discoveries with his human family members. Discoveries like exactly how the sofa was put together or what the interior of your car would look like without all that carpeting. The good news is that destructiveness in a Malamute is preventable and treatable. The cure is exercise and lots of it, no matter what the weather is or if you have the flu. Lots and lots of strenuous exercise. Hiking, pulling sleds in winter and carts in summer, although don't let him become overheated. Competitive weight pulling and formal obedience are all good outlets for his brain and his brawn. The Malamute is smart, learns quickly and loves you, but he's also strong-willed and independent. Any dog, no matter how nice, can develop obnoxious levels of barking, digging, counter-surfing, and other undesirable behaviors if he is bored, untrained, or unsupervised. Any dog can be a trial to live with during adolescence. Start training your puppy the day you bring him home. Even at 8 weeks old, he's capable of soaking up everything you can teach him. Don't wait until he's 6 months old to begin training, or you will have a more headstrong dog to deal with. If possible, get him into puppy kindergarten class by the time he's 10 to 12 weeks old and socialize. However, be aware that many puppy training classes require certain vaccines like kennel cough to be up to date, and many veterinarians recommend limited exposure to other dogs in public places until puppy vaccines, including rabies, distemper, and parvovirus, have been completed. In lieu of formal training, you can begin training your puppy at home and socializing him amongst family and friends until the puppy vaccines are completed. Talk to the breeder, describe exactly what you're looking for in a dog, and ask for assistance in selecting a puppy. Breeders see the puppies daily and can make uncannily accurate recommendations once they know something about your lifestyle and personality. All dogs have the potential to develop genetic health problems, just as all people have the potential to inherit a particular disease. Run and don't walk from any breeder who does not offer a health guarantee on puppies, who tells you that the breed is 100% healthy and has no known problems, or who tells you that her puppies are isolated from the main part of the household for health reasons. A reputable breeder will be honest and open about health problems in the breed and the incidents with which they occur in their lines. In Akitas, the health problems you are most likely to encounter are hip dysplasia, an eye disease called progressive retinal atrophy that causes blindness, an immune disorder called acquired myasthenia gravis, von Willebrand disease, an immune system disorder that affects the skin, and sebaceous adenitis, a disease that ends in total hair loss. The Akita Club of America participates in the Canine Health Information Center, a health database. Before individual Akitas can be issued a CHIC number, breeders must submit hip evaluations from the Orthopedic Foundation for Animals, or PIN-HIP, an OFA thyroid evaluation, eye test from the Canine Eye Registry Foundation, and optional certifications that are recommended but not required are OFA patella and elbow evaluations. The Malamute is a fairly healthy dog, but he's at risk for some genetic diseases, including hip dysplasia. This is a particularly devastating condition for an active running dog like the Malamute. Make sure your breeder provides you with written documentation from the Orthopedic Foundation for Animals or the University of Pennsylvania, certifying that a puppy's parents are free of hip dysplasia. They can also suffer from inherited polyneuropathy, for which there is no screening test. This is a nervous system disorder that causes chronic lack of coordination and weakness in the dogs. The Alaskan Malamute Club of America participates in the Canine Health Information Center, a health database. Before any individual Malamute can be issued a CHIC number, breeders must submit hip evaluations from the OFA and eye test results from the Canine Eye Registry Foundation. The OFA certification of thyroid health is optional. Breeders must agree to have all test results, positive or negative, published in the CHIC database. A dog need not receive good or even passing scores on the evaluations to obtain a CHIC number, so CHIC registration alone is not proof of soundness or absence of disease, but all test results are posted on the CHIC website and can be accessed by anyone who wants to check the health of a puppy's parents. A good breeder will be able to discuss the prevalence of all health problems in her dog's lines, those with and without genetic screening tests, and how puppy buyers make an informed decision about health risks to their dog. Don't fall for a dishonest breeder's sales pitch. If the breeder tells you she doesn't need to do those tests because she's never had any problem in the lines, her dogs have been vet checked, or any of the other excuses bad breeders have for skimping on the genetic testing for their dogs, walk away immediately. Careful breeders screen the breeding dogs for genetic diseases and breed only the healthiest and best looking specimens. But sometimes Mother Nature has other ideas and a puppy develops one of those diseases despite good breeding practices. Advances in veterinary medicine means that in most cases the dogs can still live a good life. If you're getting a puppy, ask the breeder about the ages of the dogs in her lines and what they died of. Remember that after you've taken a new puppy into your home, you have the power to protect him from one of the most common health problems in dogs: obesity. Keeping your dog in an appropriate weight is one of the easiest ways to extend his life. Make the most of your preventive abilities to help ensure a healthier dog for life. Brush the Akita's double coat weekly to keep it clean and remove dead hair. During spring and fall shedding seasons, daily brushing will help to keep their excess hair under control. In addition, trim his nails as needed, brush his teeth, and keep the ears clean to prevent infections. The Alaskan Malamute has a thick, coarse double coat. It's not especially high maintenance, as you can brush it a couple of times a week to remove dead hair and distribute skin oils, but it sheds year-round and more heavily on a seasonal basis. A Malamute's owner's best friend after his dog is his vacuum cleaner. Twice a year, Malamutes blow their coats. Picture mountains of hair drifting all over the house and attaching itself to every surface. The rest of the year, the shedding is much less, so much so that you might be able to get away with vacuuming only twice a day instead of every 4 hours. If you can put up with that, the Malamute is a pretty easy-cared dog. Bathe him every few months or whenever he's dirty. He doesn't need any special trimming to maintain his distinctive look. The rest is basic care. Trim the nails as needed, usually once a month, and good dental hygiene is important, so brush the teeth frequently for good overall health and fresh breath. Check the ears weekly for dirt, redness, or a bad odor that can indicate an infection. If the ears look dirty, wipe them out with a cotton ball dampened with a gentle ear cleaner recommended by your veterinarian. It's best to introduce your dog to grooming at an early age so he will accept it gracefully. Alright guys, which one do you think you'll get? Tell me down in the comments.